So with this painting, we're going to start with the sky. We're going to just put our light blue on the canvas. And then we're going to add our titanium white. And then last, the brilliant yellow, or any yellow that you have. Now we're going to take our flat 1-inch brush and start blending our blue first. And then blend that titanium white into the blue. And then you're going to be blending the brilliant yellow with the titanium white. And you're going to take these colors about halfway down your canvas. And now we're going to add our light pink. If you don't have light pink, you can mix some red with some titanium white on your palette and add it to the sky. And then we're just going to blend that into the yellow. Now on our palette, we're going to have our burnt umber, Naples yellow, and titanium white. And then you're going to get a filbert or a flat rounded brush. And you're going to mix a little bit of titanium white with your burnt umber. So we're going to start making our mountains. If you find that your brown is blending into the sky, you can just take a minute to go and blow dry the canvas so it's a little bit easier to layer that color on top of your sunset. And then we're going to use the same brush and we're just going to make little stipple motions so it looks like trees in the distance. Don't worry too much at this point for coverage. You can go back at the end once it's a little bit more dry and put another coat on. Then we're going to grab some of that burnt umber and we're going to mix a little bit of Naples yellow with it just to make a highlight with the same brush as well. And now we're just going to add that just to make a little bit of highlight through your mountain. Now I've just added the light blue and light pink to the canvas, and I'm going to blend those together and then add some titanium white as well, just to make a muted reflection of your sunset. And this part is going to be the lake. So you're going to blend this part with that 1-inch flat brush as well. Then we're going to add some of the light yellow and just blend that on top. Then you're going to grab a flat square brush and you're going to mix some burnt umber with a little bit of black, and we're just going to make the shoreline. So just loosely trace that out. Now we're going to take some titanium white and just mix it with that black and burnt umber. And we're going to make some reflections in the water. So we're just going to move our brush from side to side with little pressure. So we're going to take our brush now, and with black and burnt umber, we're going to start to draw out our tree. to get a round tip brush and we're going to start to do the branches in the same colors. And don't worry about getting it perfect at this point. We can go back and touch up these branches later. So now you can take a minute and go back and just darken those branches up. Now we're going to put magenta, titanium white, and some light pink on our palette. And then with your rounded brush, you're just going to tap the magenta onto your branches where you want your petals to start. Then we're going to mix our magenta with some titanium white just to make a mid-tone for the second layer of the cherry blossoms. And then this is where you take your Q-tip and dip it into that color and just start dabbing it over top of that first layer. So don't worry about being perfect on this layer. It will all come together in the end. Now we're going to take a cleaned Q-tip and dip it into your titanium white, and we're going to just highlight the cherry blossoms now. So using the same method as we did with the last layer. Now again with the Q-tip, dipping into the mid-tone that we made with the magenta and the titanium white, we're going to just make some cherry blossoms that have landed in our lake. Now I'm going to pick up some titanium white and just add that on top. You can go ahead now and start putting some of the petals on the ground, and I'm using just the straight magenta, and I've actually not cleaned the Q-tip at this point. It's okay if you have a bit of all three colors. So I'm going to grab some Naples Yellow and that burnt umber with the black. We're just going to make a little bit of a highlight. And I'm just going to add this around the cherry blossoms and onto the tree, just to give it a little bit more dimension. we can take that burnt umber in black, and with a detailing brush, you can just highlight and darken those branches that are peeking through. And again, we're going to grab the Naples Yellow and some of the burnt umber and just place that around your cherry blossoms on the ground. This just gives a little bit more dimension. And then at this point, you just can go back and touch up any areas that you need to darken just with your detailing brush. And I'm going to grab some of your burnt umber, and I'm just going to make some ripples just underneath some of the cherry blossoms that are on the lake, and just lightly press. So I hope you enjoyed following along with me in this painting. All the items that I've used for this painting are going to be linked just right under this video.